may be seated in the presence of God, getting people prepared. Preparation is something that we do all of the time. For those of you who like to cook, before you put anything together, you have to prepare the ingredients. You got to make sure that you have everything that's necessary to make the meal. For us who are in school, we prepare our children for school. We get them prepared in pre-K for kindergarten. We get them prepared in kindergarten for elementary and primary school. We get them prepared in elementary school for middle school and junior high school. We get them prepared for junior high for high school. And in high school, we get them prepared for college or some kind of vocation. But we spend time preparing those people. Those of us who live down here, we know we got to prepare for hurricane season. Matter of fact, we weren't prepared for some of us who got snow Friday. We weren't prepared because we don't usually think that it would come this way, but we were prepared. We prepared for hurricane season. They tell us to get our water together. They tell us to get the things we need to that may have to board up windows. They tell us to get everything that we need. That, you know, we got to take stuff that we have to evacuate, what to take. We begin to prepare early. We don't wait till the hurricane is upon us to begin to try to get up, but some people do. But most of us, we get what we need in advance. And now we are entering a time, as I reflect back in history, every time an event in history, people begin to be prepared for it. You think about right now, 9 years ago, this time, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, they were telling us about Y2K. And they were telling us we need to be prepared just in case something happens. But that if the computer's shut down, we need to make sure all our money out the bank. That if we're in an airplane, we don't need to take a flight because the airplane will shut down and we'll fall out the sky. They had us all messed up. Y'all, I know I got to witness this. And they were telling us that the world might come to an end as we know it because of Y2K. And now we're hearing something similar come out 2012. They're trying to say, based on Nostradamus and the Mayan calendar, that 2012, the world might come to the end on December 21st. 12, 21, 12. Y'all want this? And they're saying we need to start to prepare for that. But let me tell you something. God ain't stupid. Amen. Because God has already made a way for you to escape it. The only thing that you need to be prepared for is your time to meet your maker. My God. Now, some of us ain't prepared for it. Now, I'm glad that those of you who might not be prepared, you're in the right place at the right time. Because I'm here to make your people prepared for God. I'm here to get you ready. Well, Luke's gospel opens up in this exordium here, which is his opening argument. He prepares the readers for what he plans to write about. The whole intent of his letter is to discuss Messiah. And he's preparing them as he writes to Theophilus, and he says, Theophilus, you might be part of the faith, but this is what you may not know. And what I'm going to write to you is just to help you out just a little bit. And the story starts off here. He goes right into it. It starts off with the story of a priest named Zechariah. The Bible says that this priest was married, and his wife was old and couldn't have children, but they had been praying. Y'all got to get this. She was old. She couldn't have children, but they were praying. It didn't say how long they had been praying, but the fact that he was working and praying, something happened when he went to work that day. He had been selected. He had been selected to go in and serve in the house of God. And as he went in before God in the Holy of Holies, something happened in that short period of time. He had an encounter with an angelic being that changed the course of history as we know it. Not only did it just change his habitat and change his way and change his life, it changed the course of history as we know it. The Bible says that an angel visited him and made conversation, dialogue with him. been praying before the Lord. And I understand that you have been praying for a specific thing. And I understand that even right now, you got people outside waiting for you to come back out. But while you are in here, let me tell you God's plan for you right now. Let me put a pause there. For those of you who are needing something from God, you got to start getting in the presence of God. For those of you who are waiting for a breakthrough in your life, you may have been praying for that breakthrough for all a long time. But once you get in the right place at the right time, God can meet you right where you are and begin to prepare you for your next step in life. Now you got to understand that Zacharias has been doing his duty as a priest for a very long time and had never encountered an angel like this. However, because the time had come, you got to understand, for about 400 years, God had shut up the heavens. There was no prophet. The people were going to the synagogue and not really going to the temple, and they were making sacrifices, but those sacrifices were being ignored by God. God was still forgiving their trespasses because of the sacrifice, but he had not yet sent the Messiah that they had been waiting for. All of a sudden, while he was in his duty, in the Holy of Holies, carrying the incense of prayers for somebody else. Y'all got to get this revelation. He was serving God for somebody else in his priestly duty, praying the incense of prayer before the Lord. And the Lord visited him and said, you remember what you were praying for. It's about to happen. You remember what you asked God for. It's about to happen. Now I know your situation has not changed, but I'm here to declare to you that just because you have faith and just because you're serving God in the newness of life, your change is coming. Hold on. Your change is coming. And he gets to the angel. The Bible says that when he saw him, he was troubled and fear fell on him. But the angel, I like the way God works. When you get in God's presence, you ain't got nothing to be scared of. I'm only talking to folk who ain't never experienced God. They're too scared to come to church on Sunday because their life might be changed. Because they might stop doing what they need to stop doing. Might stop saying, but their fear keeps them from coming. Their fear keeps them from praying. They feel like, I don't know if I can be different. Honey, you ain't got to worry about you being different. You let the word get it on the inside of you, and the word will make you different. The more you try to be different, you ain't going to do nothing but fail. Oh, y'all don't know. I can tell you from experience. Every time I tried myself, I failed. Fell flat on my face. Had to go before the God and repent because I messed up. God didn't mess up. I messed up. But it's something about just knowing that my fear would drive me for change. So he's in God's presence. He's in God's presence and fear falls on him. And the angel says, why are you afraid? You act like you ain't never seen holy stuff before. I'm going to get on that later on. So the angel says to him in verse 14, he says, for your prayers heard, verse 13, your prayers heard, and your wife Elizabeth shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name John. Come on now. Y'all got to get this. They didn't even have to come up with the name. They didn't even have to come up with the purpose. Because God had already set that in forth. God had, listen, y'all got to get this revelation. You understand? See, when God blesses you, you ain't got to do anything. Because if he bless you the way I know him to bless you.